Hey guys, so today we're making Haitian style beef patties. They're so flaky and absolutely delicious. Today we're making them the quick and easy way. Alright, so let's get started. Okay guys, so I'm starting by making the filling first. So what you're gonna do is get your frying pan, place it over medium heat, and then in the pan you're gonna add the ground beef. Alright, so add in the ground beef. As the ground beef is cooking, you're gonna use your pot spoon to keep breaking up the meat because you want it to be minced. All right, so after I added in the ground beef, I added in some diced up onions, some minced garlic, a little bit of green bell peppers. You could also add some fresh scallion here chopped up, and also if you'd like a little spiciness to your patties, you can also add in one scotch bonnet pepper. What you can do is dice a tiny piece of the scotch bonnet pepper and add it in with the ground beef as well. Okay, next I'm gonna season up the ground beef by adding in a little bit of salt, not too much, some black pepper, some ground cumin, a little bit of paprika powder, all-purpose seasoning, and also a tablespoon or two of green seasoning mix. You can also use a piece, I believe it's called, excuse me if I pronounce that wrong, you guys. It's basically the Haitian version of green seasoning, so you can use that as well. All right, so season up the ground beef really well and mix that into the meat. And after this, you're gonna let the ground beef cook for about 10 minutes until it's nicely browned and fully cooked. And as the ground beef is cooking, I'm using a fork to keep breaking up the meat continuously so that when it's finished cooking, there's no huge chunks of ground beef left in the pot. Once the ground beef is finished cooking, you're going to set it aside and let it cool. And now let's work on the dough for our patties. All right, so of course you can make this dough from scratch, but today I'm doing it the quick and easy way. So we're gonna be using the store-bought puff pastry, and I promise you this recipe is gonna come out amazing. Okay, so what you're gonna do is sprinkle some flour on your counter surface, and then you're gonna get the baking sheet ready for the patties. So whatever you're baking the patties in, spray it with some nonstick cooking spray. And next you're gonna get your puff pastry sheet. I'm using store-bought puff pastry sheets. All right, and you might want to get like 2 to 3 packs of these so that you have enough puff pastry sheets to make enough for this recipe. All right, so you're gonna follow the package directions on how to thaw the puff pastry sheets, and next you're gonna place it on the dusted counter surface. Then I cut it into 3 strips. If you want smaller beef patties, you could cut this across to make squares instead of the long rectangles that I have. Okay, but I left mine long because I wanted to make some larger patties. All right, so if you want smaller, tinier beef patties, all you have to do is cut it, and instead of having 3 patties that we're making here, you would have 6. Okay, and just fold it the same way. All right, so after you cut out the pastry, you're going to put about 2 to 3 spoonfuls of the ground beef mixture on top of the patties. Don't overdo it to where it can't close, but you can add a good amount on here and fold it over and it'll still close because the dough is very stretchy. Okay, just don't stretch it too much. And then what I do is I wet the edge of the dough so that when I fold it over, it's gonna seal properly. All right, so just use a little bit of water and just brush the edges of the dough. And next you're just gonna fold the dough over the empty side, fold it over the filling, and press the edges together to seal the patties really well. Next I take a fork and I just dust the fork with a little bit of flour so that it doesn't stick on my pastry when I'm pressing, and I use the fork to seal the pastry really well. This will help make sure that the pastry is sealed perfectly, and it also adds a nice cute design to your patties. Okay, just do what you see me doing in the video here, and then you can make it look nice and clean. And that's it, you guys, on forming our Haitian style beef patties. So what you're gonna do Next after this is place the patty on the greased baking sheet, and then you're gonna also dust off the extra flour on top and below your pastry before you put it on the baking sheet. Okay, just use a pastry brush, dust it off, and place it on the baking sheet, and you're gonna finish forming the rest of your patties. So out of this recipe, you can make about 9 large patties and even more of the smaller patties. Okay, you just gotta make sure you have enough puff pastry sheets, so you want to get at least 2 to 3 boxes of the sheets. I would say about 3 boxes. All right, so next, you guys, I'm gonna make an egg wash. So in a small cup, you want to beat 1 to 2 eggs with a little bit of water and make your egg wash. And then using a pastry brush, you're gonna brush on top of each of the patties you made with the egg wash. All right, so this is to give it that nice golden brown color when it's finished baking. Alright, so next I'm brushing the top of my patties with the egg wash, and then you guys preheat your oven to 400 degrees, and you're going to place your patties into the oven at 400 degrees to bake for about 15 to 20 minutes until it's puffy and nice and golden brown. So right here I'm showing you guys some smaller patties that I made, alright, by using the square shape I told you about earlier in the video. Okay, so you can make small patties or larger patties, it's totally up to you. And when your patties come out of the oven, it's gonna look like this, nice and golden brown and puffy, so flaky. These beef patties are so delicious. I love them. It's one of my favorites. They come in different flavors. Usually when I go to buy them at the Haitian bakeries, they have them as beef patties, chicken patties, smoked herring patties, saltfish patties, and all of them is amazing. So yeah, let these patties cool and then you can enjoy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. I hope you give it a try. If you do, let me know in the comments down below how it turned out. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel so you can see my upcoming videos. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.